So, you two need a little help. I will give you the best possible chance of getting pregnant. How does that sound?
That sounds great.
There's a lot of voodoo out there. We just want to make sure that you get the best possible care.
Hey, John, Jeff in Vegas.
How are you?
I'm doing good. Thanks for talking to me today about False Positive. You know, the opening shot of this movie, talk about foreshadowing. Yeah. Because I came into a False Positive. I thought, oh, it's going to be a nice, somewhat drama about a couple trying to have a baby. I didn't read anything about it. And then when I saw that opening shot, a bloody mother-to-be, I was like, you've got to be kidding me. So talk about seatbelts, right? Is that the impact you wanted for the very first minute of this film?
I mean, you come to the expectations of seeing a movie with Ilana Glazer of comedy, right? So how do you subvert that but show her bloody, straight hair, not her normal crazy wildness, and just walking down a street with determination? You know, that kind of debases your expectations of what she's going to give you on purpose. Yeah, for sure.
And it's hard to discuss this movie because there's so many spoilers and twists. You have to dance around it. And this is an event that's supposed to be wonderful in any couple's lives, but this is really a nightmare in the making, isn't it?
I think in general, like our lack of support and with healthcare, with women and pregnancy and couples it's a reflection of that. Yeah. So I think it's just, to me, it is the tense journey of trying to have a child. Every decision seems like it's going to have profound, epic echoes throughout your life. And we just shouldn't be in a situation where that's the case.
As a single guy with no children, this movie was so foreign to me, all of that. Because I'm like, look at not only just the being married, but look at the stress and what they're going through just to have a child.
I was the only parent on the set. And when we had those swaddled babies that he puts, when he at the hospital, when he puts them on her, I swaddled those babies because no one understood. And the babies were crying, and the tension in the room because the babies were crying was so much. And I was like, what are you guys worried about? That's what babies do. They cry. They're telling you something. They either want to eat, they want to sleep, or they want to be swaddled. And so I swaddled them, and then they were fine. And it was like a magic trick to people.
Oh my God.
There's a lot of stress involved with birth. And to me, stress and nervousness is cinema.
Well, I thought a midwife went out with the covered wagon days, but they're still around and they play a central part of childbirth today, don't they?
They can. Yeah, they can. Not everyone has doulas or midwives. Some people, they can't afford it, or our healthcare doesn't give you that money. Sometimes you got to go out of pocket, but it seems like a good idea for certain people. Some people like it. So why not give them that option?
Did Pierce Brosnan, did he have to be walked through the medical procedures, or because it looked pretty authentic?
He had a friend who was a doctor that he went and visited. So he spent, I think, half a day with a woman who was a doctor who showed him some of the just physical things you would do, whether putting on gloves or tapping the oxygen out of a needle, those kind of things. And then after that, it was just a little bit of research on my part.
And he wrote the screenplay with Ilana. Tell me how that worked out. What's a typical writing session? Do you guys have your strengths and weaknesses?
It was very collaborative. Most of the time we would hang out in her apartment and try to make each other really uncomfortable. We are inherently comedians. So we would if we came up with what we'd call a joke and it made us cringe, we'd be like, okay, we got to put that in. So it was a fun collaboration because it was kind of like a dare towards each other. You know how you have those fun friendships where you keep each pushing each other to the point of getting to a place where you're like, how do we get to this magical place? And so it was really enjoyable and fun. I think of those afternoons pretty fondly.
Well, one of my all-time favorite films is Rosemary's Baby, and this has that kind of creepy vibe to it. And Pierce Brosnan playing Dr. Hindle. Would you classify him as a mad scientist?
No, I would just classify him as a white man.
Close enough.
No, exactly. That's basically the irony right there. Yeah, exactly.
Well, John, congratulations on a great thriller on Hulu. You. And come visit us in Las Vegas. We'd love to have you.
I will. I'll be out there. Bye-bye.